This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Clueless Trading Frank. It's February 3rd, 2021. My God, Valentine's Day is almost here. Make sure you give a lovely gift to your wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, dogs, cats, and whoever you want to give a gift to, including Clueless Trading. So, welcome. This is our midweek strategic webinar. These sessions are recorded, uploaded between 20 and 25 minutes directly to the real-time Twitter feed and to the Clueless Trading YouTube channel. And all of you have one obligation: to share the link to everybody out there so they all wake up and understand the realities of what we're doing, realities of the market, the facts, not the fiction. Full disclosure, it's purely for financial education, not for any solicitation or advice. We have 3 great members in attendance: Nick Zarowski, love the name, Paul, Rob, and whoever comes in after that. Everyone else can listen to it later, and there we go. So let's take a let's actually do a high five and say what we did. Well, what we did was this. Okay, we last Sunday, which was just a couple of days ago. Today's Wednesday, so when it comes to trading days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days ago, okay, we called the market right here 4 days ago, 4 trading days ago. Hey, Jay Pester, how are you? 4
Good.
trading days ago on Friday, we said this was the bottom. We called it. Credit is due. Slap on the back. Yes, sir, we did it. We did it. And I know many of you profited from it. And the many and some who didn't, well, see what we do. Told you that this market would have a vicious bounce. Did I think the market was almost going to hit the highs, which we will most probably by tomorrow? No, I didn't. But I showed you every single internal indicator and every single thing. I spent the time to do it and watch the Sunday strategic webinar. I know many of you were there, but whoever was not there should listen to it. This is not a joke. Nobody can be that precise. But this is not the first time Clueless Trading has done that. So we will take full credit for it. Yes. Full credit for it. And look what the markets are doing, a complete dragon bullish formation, inverse head and shoulder. And if you didn't trade individual stocks, like I said, you could have traded the SPY and made 360% on your money. It's a fact, no bullshit. Exactly. Individual stocks have individual stock risks. It might be an analyst downgrade, might be like whatever. But when you play the pure SPY, spiders, or the IWMs, I'm sorry, the QQQ, we haven't been playing the IWMs recently, which is the Russell 2000. You make a crap load of money. Yes, sir. All right. So we took a victory parade. That's a beautiful forecast. What I told you on Sunday, what would happen, and it happened. And most importantly, most importantly, I told you the internals would dictate what would happen. And let's try to get that thing going. I said to you repeatedly, when you have, sound like evangelist right here, when you have a deep bottoming of the full stochastics, okay, like we did on Friday, you get a bounce within 24 to 48 hours. Yes or no? Can anyone tell me yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's almost like a no-brainer, which is scary because I don't like no-brainers. I'm always skeptical, always a little scared, always a little cautious, but it is a no-brainer. And one of the biggest charts that I forgot to show you guys on Sunday was the NIMO, which was the New York Stock Exchange, New York McLaren Oscillator, NYMO, which I'll show tonight, which was deeply oversold, almost in the 70 range. And I realized that because we had such a great member Q&A and a great session on Sunday, I forgot to show that. Anytime this goes like this, okay, you don't need to be a frigging idiot. Get your cojones together and put some money in the frigging market. Forget about stocks. Put money in the SPY. We have this new guy here, Nick, who's free trialing us, which is a frigging joke. You free trialing one of the best services online? I'm not trying to put you down, Nick, but seriously, it's kind of an insult. He says, Nick tells me DM, which I like. He goes back and forth with me. He goes, I'm enjoying it. Enjoying? It's laughable. We're real serious traders here, making serious money to pay some serious bills. So no enjoyment, Nick. You make serious money when you have your cojones in knots. Okay? Like I said on the last webinar, the best time to buy is when things look really terrible. And we are getting pretty severely overbought right now. We are not there yet. Don't need to be a rocket scientist. No SpaceX here. We are not severely overbought yet. Watch. We're getting up there. That's a gaping mouth. It's still going higher. We should end higher by Friday. What's going to happen next week? We shall see, depending on the charts. Are you guys with me so far?
Yes.
Good. My friend Paul, who's one of the best big cap tech traders, thanked me several times on multiple stocks. He said, Frank, I bought Shopify because of you and this and that. And thank you, Paul, for that. And that's coming from a guy who trades big money. All right? Exactly. And trades long term. And I'm more short and intermediate and long term. When it gets down here, frigging buy. So the next time the market crashes and pulls back all the way down here, which it might, and retest the downtrend line, this red line, it's not rocket science, and the resets happen like this, well, what are you going to do? Feel your cojones or buy? Exactly. Buy. Right now, we are not at severe overbought levels yet. The momentum, strength, the inflows are on. Exactly. So what's the best scenario? The really amazing scenario would be that we hit the highs, which is 38.62, pull back a little bit, and then just make a run for 4,000 or 39.20. Maybe, I don't know yet. It all depends on what this oscillator is going to say and what this MACD histogram is going to say. If this MACD histogram turns around like this, buy with hands down. And if this MACD histogram goes, one second. It's actually quite simple, you know. If it goes from still coming up from the bottom and goes over zero and goes towards that 3.28 level, or just goes, you know, above this line, the break-even line, what are you going to do? Short the market? You want to buy. Now, do we know it's going to exactly happen? We don't know yet. Next. We took our victory lap on that one. Taking a lot of victory laps, man. Now, while I'm going through all this stuff, the most important part is position management. Position management. Intraday volatility. Markets were up 78, 80, 90 points. NASDAQ actually ended the day lower, 0.02 because of Amazon, down 68. We didn't play Amazon or Google. I regret not playing Google, but options were way too expensive. So missed out on that one. Let's recalibrate this. So here's your NASDAQ in front of you, okay? This is what we were at 2 p.m. This is what we were at 4 p.m. heading down. Now, can somebody tell me, based on the internals, which is the full stochastics right here, not you, Paul, I want somebody else to answer that. Why is this positive going into the first hour or 2 hours of Thursday based on this? Come on, guys, hurry up.
We're almost oversold on the stoves.
Hey, you got it, baby. Who's that? Pester?
Jake. Yep.
Love you, man. Exactly. Almost oversold. This is not rocket that first thing in the morning. Because I get up really early, then I take the dogs out, and then I try to take a quick nap, and then I put out that little thing from my iPhone, you know, the pre-market futures. The first thing I look at is where are the stochastics? Where is the VIX? It's all in our hands. We all have the same systems. And by the way, everyone say hello to Wade. Wade is Paul's brother. He's going to be helping me out with a lot of our marketing. So everyone say hi to Wade.
Up, Wade.
Hey, Wade.
There you go, man.
Hey,
Join the group, man. We're a bunch of warriors here. Good. So yes, exactly. So the bottom line is, like my friend Pester from many, many years ago, who left us and then joined us back. I love it. So choose pen color. Okay. We are getting oversold. So it is still a little bit to go. Futures are up 7.5. We might not even get there. Whichever the case, we get oversold. What happens when you get oversold? This is not rocket science. This is not stock twits and all the great chat rooms that are telling you like, oh my God, the market's like gonna go up or down. We are looking at the market from a very tactical fashion, in a very robotic manner, almost like Terminator. Okay? It gets oversold, it bounces. It's really that simple. Now, whether it happens in a couple of hours, whether it happens in a couple of days, it all depends on the time frame you're looking at. And you know, I've explained that. And my advanced coaching students, ACS students, know that very well. And we look at many different indicators, but I'm showing you the simplest one. So if it does get down there, because it still looks like it's heading down, then we are going to come down a little bit more, because we had one earnings play tonight, Qualcomm, which crashed. The calls were around $3 and change. Okay, take the lump, unless you bought a lot, which you shouldn't. Now, can Qualcomm bounce? It should. I looked at the numbers. Don't forget, my background on Wall Street is research. I looked at the numbers. They were really not that bad. So why did Qualcomm come crashing down from 151 to like 140 something? Don't know. It's called hedge fund manipulation. Just the way they did that with so many other stocks. That's why GameStop went up from $8, $10, $12, $20 to $500. Hedge funds are a bunch of bastards. Okay? I should know it. I worked for one of them after I left Wall Street for a year. They do spoofing. You know what spoofing is? Anyone know what spoofing is? What is spoofing? Anyone know? Pastor, Nick, Paul, Rob? Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, spoofing is when they put out a bunch of fake orders out there looking to buy, and within seconds they take it away. So they make the stock look like it's going higher, and then they just dump it. And they don't even own it. Okay? The hedge funds do it all the time. The algorithmic high frequency HFT, high frequency trading programs, do it every second. And that's the reason why we have such volatility in the market. So I say, and please don't take me the wrong way, fuck them. All right? I don't believe that GameStop should have gone where it should have gone. We made a very decent amount of money on shorting the GameStop shorts. We made money on GameStop a while ago. GameStop right now is at 89 bucks. The realistic value on that stock should be between 20 and 40 from a fundamental standpoint. But hedge funds are a bunch of fucking nuts. They are scumbags. That's the reason why you try to sell an option and they won't give you the price. Yes or no? Has it happened to you all?
Yes.
Exactly. And you wonder, like, what the hell's going on? There's a spread like $1. You're trying to sell it and they won't give it to you because the market makers are a bunch of scumbags too. It is time for the world, for the industry to change. And this whole revolution from Reddit, which is one of the good things that's going to happen, is hopefully the manipulators, which includes the Securities and Exchange Commission, will look into what the hedge funds and the market makers and Wall Street are doing, which is trying to screw the small investor. We're all small investors. Exactly. How many times have I recommended a biotech stock that has gone up 10, 15 bucks? Jay Pester knows that, Regeneron. And the options don't even move with a spread of like $5. Yes or no, Jay?
Yeah. Terrible.
Exactly. And we are stuck there. And then the next day it goes up $20 and the options jump harder, right?
Yep.
The same thing happened with GameStop. I got lucky. Luck is fine. Stock was crashing. I had the options at $1.20. They kept on going down to 36 cents while the stock is crashing. I have all that in evidence on my charts. So I kept on buying at 36 cents. I said, what the hell? I don't care. I know the stock's going down. I was right. Well, guess what happened? Finally, they readjusted the options from 36 cents to $1.50 up to $3. And that's the reason I showed you the 670% gain. Because I kept on buying it at 36 cents. I don't give a fuck because these guys are bastards. I'm going to beat them. I didn't need Reddit. Okay? What the hell? There you go. This is where the stock was when it kept on going down. They kept on pulling my puts down. I told you guys to buy. I don't need to know yes or no. All you had to do was just pile in at 36 cents, 40 cents, 45 cents. And then when they finally adjusted it, it went up to 180 and then eventually 334. I sold a bunch here, I sold a bunch here, and I sold the rest here. How beautiful was that? How good did that feel? And then I kept on getting DMs from a bunch of members who were in different chat rooms, and they're saying, we can sell everything. I said, what? And one of the members said, dude, seriously? Are you bullshitting? I felt like saying, fuck you. I don't lie. I showed them my screenshot of my fills with other numbers, of course. It was liquid. And they were trading on the same platform. But the chat room says, we can sell, we can sell. Bullshit. So this is the game that's played. Okay? They didn't adjust the price while the stock was going down. And then they adjusted it. And then bang, 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 bang. Welcome to the world of options trading, my friends. Okay? Welcome to the world of options trading. Okay, let's get back to it. So, stochastic moving higher. It looks like we're going to have a clean break. Futures are up about 8 right now. We're good. We're good. As long as internals are good, remember I said, as long as the stochastics keep on moving higher. Buy the dip. God help us if the MACD goes positive. The skeptics and the shorts. And I'm not like uber bullish. I'm just telling you straight up. God help us if this goes into the positive arena above zero. We're going to hit close to 4,000 on the S&P. Like I always told you, do not mix politics with business. I mean, with trading. Markets don't give a crap about Democrats, Republicans, Trump, Anon, like whatever, what's it called? Anon, like whatever. No one gives a crap. Gives a crap about money. And we have had great earnings. 88% so far of S&P earnings have been great. Great. Especially the big cap companies. So, Leo, who are you? Just walked in.
You know me, sir. Leo Achan.
Oh, yeah. Hi. How you doing?
Dom's friend. Good.
Whose friend?
Dom's friend.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Anyone who's Dom's friend is my friend. Okay. There you go. So basically, if you look at the longer term charts, like somebody says, hey, Frank, what do you think, is going to happen in the market? Well, looking at this, looks like the market still wants to hit the highs, and all the internals are pointing this way. If the MACD, again, repeatedly, crosses over, bang, gone. We're going to make bigger than the new highs. Now, here is a super bullish projection. Don't know if it's going to happen. It will happen because of a government fiscal policy that might happen. Can somebody tell me what that is? Which might happen? Come on, guys, you guys are all smart. Come on, wake up and answer the question. You guys are Americans, right? What is one government fiscal policy that, if it happens, will make the markets go nuts? Pastor? Leo? Mike? Nick? Paul? Rob? Wade?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. The infrastructure policy. I don't know. I don't know,
What is
man.
the biggest thing hanging over the U.S. government right now that they're going back and forth to get it done?
Oh,
Stimulus check?
stimulus.
Yes.
Well, we know
Stimulus bill.
that.
Well, good, because you know that, but we don't know if it's going to happen. But it looks like it's going to happen, and that's going to move the market up another 500 points. We all are Americans. This shouldn't take this long to answer that question. So if that happens, we might enter the ultimate acceleration zone, which would be very, very scary for a lot of you, because you guys are going to be shit scared. Well, hopefully not. And the bears are going to be like losing their cojones. It's going to enter over this magenta line and go like this into the acceleration line that was drawn weeks and weeks ago, which would be 4,000. That's a lot. This is what happened. We took the victory lap, told you guys to buy this. Right here, this. Listen to the Sunday webinar. I don't have a crystal ball, but I have balls, and I have experience, and I've seen this happen a lot. And overshoot of the Bollinger Bands, I explained it many, many times. Every time you got overshoot in the Bollinger Bands, heavy duty selling like this, you get a snapback, and the snapback is very quick, very fast. It's called fast and furious. You don't have a chance to buy. Did you have a chance to buy some of the stocks that went berserk? No, you didn't. Comfort is not money. Discomfort on a technical level is money. Write it down in your head. Discomfort, when you feel like crap, but on a technical level, everything is so deeply internally oversold, which I explained very directly on my Sunday webinar. It's the time to buy immediately on Monday. Because the robots and the algorithmic high frequency trading AI machines know exactly when you're losing your little pantaloons. Okay? Your little shorts, your little pants.
Pantalones.
Pantalones. Exactly. Now, after this has happened so many times, many of you still haven't learned, because the human mind, the neural networks are geared for fear. You're always scared. And all I'm trying to tell you is don't be scared, because when you're truly scared, like pantalones or whatever, Okay? And you're gutting the diapers, stealing from your kids' diapers to wear on your own, is the time to put in some money in the market. Am I not scared? Of course I'm scared too. But then I buy. I tell you guys to put in the trades. I won't even go over the trades tonight because I've shown you so many. All right. So acceleration phase, if this happens, a stimulus, see you later. I believe we get there. Remember, the market, which is Wall Street and all the big money, okay, they're no longer the smart money, but it's still big money. They're still big money. Remember, the guy who has the big money controls the system. That's called capitalism. The Reddit guy said, oh, the big money, you know, this and that. Well, we're not some socialistic, communistic country, right? We're not North fucking Korea. We're America, which means the ballers rule and the guys who can play the game lose. Exactly. So don't complain if you can play with the big boys. Exactly. Stop complaining and get in the game. So if the stimulus happens, and I think Biden's going to get Wall Street is going to give him his chance to do it, it is going to bust a move. And that's when the big sell-off comes. What's the big sell-off? All the way down here? Nah. The big sell-off is most probably going to be down here, which is about 1,000 points. And it's probably going to happen after Valentine's, after you give your little gifts to your boyfriends, girlfriends, dogs, cats, whatever. Exactimo. You heard it here first. I was dead right before. I was dead right many times. I'm telling you now, right now. In the meantime, the markets are going to go higher into Valentine's Day. Okay, end of story. And we have a lot of earnings coming out. Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? I showed you this. Showed you the NASDAQ pulling back. Now, can somebody tell me why the NASDAQ pulled back a bit like this? I know Paul knows the answer, but somebody else, please. And the reason I ask that is not to think how smart you are, because I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to educate you, fine people. Why did we have these red bars? Because what controls the NASDAQ 100 and the ETFs? The big cap, mega cap stocks primarily. So why do we have these two red candles, which is going to head towards the gap fill and probably bounce from right this level, because we are getting severely oversold, as my good friend Jay Pessa said that. So can somebody tell me why? What stock created that?
Is it Amazon?
Amazon is one. Yes, you're correct. We were up a lot on Amazon, even though we didn't play it because of high, and this is very important for traders. Anyone could have played that and made money when it was up a lot, but the premiums were way too high, and I wasn't going to risk it. What was the other stock? It starts with an A.
Is it Apple?
Yes, exactly. Apple. Apple was down all day long. Now Apple is up a lot after hours. It's up almost $2. Now, can somebody tell me why Apple has been kind of weak? And we're going to look at the Apple chart. Let's pull it in. Let's pull it in while we converse for the last couple of days. I did mention that, but maybe some of you remember, some of you don't. Paul, you know the answer?
Why Apple was down?
What was well, Apple's were kind of weak, while many of the tech stocks have been look, lots of little red candles.
Source of cash for the margin calls.
That was initially, but after that, something else happened. So let me explain to you, okay? I think I might have mentioned that Apple is doing a bond offering. They're raising billions of dollars from the market. So when the bond offering is going on, they have to suppress the stock down to give their favorite customers, the investment banks, those prices they want for their bond offerings, and then the stock bounces. So Apple is in suppression mode right now, suppression mode, okay, primarily because they are doing a six different tranches, okay, of bond offerings, which are aggressively being bought. If you were a big shot guy, imagine yourself as a company, and you said, you know what, I'm going to raise $10 million at a price slightly below where I am right now. Who wants to buy it? All of a sudden, everybody just clamors to buy it. But they want that price slightly below where we are right now. That's why Apple is being suppressed. Apple is one of the best stocks to buy right now. I live and breathe on my Apple iPhones when I'm not at my trading desk. You see me posting off my iPhones, and you guys are making money. I can't wait to get the newest iPhone, which I haven't gotten yet. And anybody who is not using an iPhone and using a Samsung or Samsung, as they call it, I humbly beg you, dump it. Get an Apple iPhone large screen, 12 plus, 11 plus, touchscreen Apple iPhone. Support America. Do not support Korean Samsung phones. So anybody who has a Samsung, if you feel insulted, I say, I don't give a shit. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I mean it. Buy America. Buy Apple. Okay? I can't even use, I was talking to Wade the other day. I don't even know how to use the Apple iMac. I'm such an idiot. Okay? Apple iPhones, iPads? Yes, sir. You think I'm kidding? Yeah, I'm kind of a nut. But seriously, if you have a Samsung, burn it. Put it down, give it back, get an iPhone. So this is the reason why Apple was suppressed. I believe Apple will bounce back to 140. Boom. Those cheap calls I'm telling you guys to buy at 30 cents and $1.50 are going to be up 100, 120, 130%. And if you guys haven't been doing that, guys and gals, well, that's your loss, not mine. Apple is totally fine. Apple is getting into EVs, electric vehicles. Whoever they contract with, we don't know yet, the stock is going to go nuts. And so will Apple. Welcome to the United States of America, regardless of politics. Good. I think I've said my piece. All right. I want to keep it short. Give me a stock or two I can look at. Leo. Everyone speak up, man. I'm here to serve you. Come on, don't stay quiet. Just say it. Name a stock. We'll take a look at it.
NDDM.
What is it?
The NDDM.
No, NNDM.
That's okay. Well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, Rob. Weekly chart. Looking good. Going higher. What more do you need to know? Anything in this picture here that tells me it's not going higher, it's going higher. Of course, it's going to hit some levels like the 200-day moving average it hit at 1787 and pull back and then creates a nice inside day bullish candle. That's called the inside day bullish candle. Okay? Back to 1733. Volume has to pick up, and the stock will hit 20. Going higher. Next stock.
About NVIDIA.
Already went higher. Already made money. NVIDIA is a trading stock as well as a swing stock. What did I tell you guys about NVIDIA on my last webinar? That we have a trading range. And this is the chart that I showed. So I got to bring it out from my other screen. Hold on. Thank you for asking that question. NVIDIA. Okay, here it comes. I got 14 screens in front of me, so it takes time to transport them over. NVIDIA. What did NVIDIA do? Exactly what I told you. Triangle formation. Got to be a trader, NVIDIA, till the earnings come. Hit the upper end of the triangle. Right there. Look, downtrend line. See, you guys got to concentrate on the charts that I put out there and then construct your own chart. If you don't know how to construct your own charts, I'm being straightforward. Spend a couple of bucks and sign up for the advanced coaching sessions. You think I'm some sort of schmuck like snake oil salesman? I'm trying to help you guys to learn the techniques of this mechanical market so you can manage your own trades. You won't even need me. Independence. I have the Constitution of the United States right in front of my desk. Independence. Be your own master. Do not be a slave to my tweets. That's how you win. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to offend anyone. So basically, hit the top and created a reversal inverted hammer. What does that mean? It's going to crash and burn? No. It's going to come down here, which I wanted to before earnings. Paul, NVIDIA's earnings are Feb 24th. Yes?
Let me double check that. I think it might be earlier than that. I'll double check.
No, I think Feb 24th. Check and see and tell me. Anyway, so we come down to the bottom end of the triangle. Let's say another 10 bucks. I want NVIDIA to be down before earnings. Because when it comes down before earnings, these type of powerful, unbelievable companies, that's when they go, hello. Okay, if they were here before earnings, they would probably go up a little bit. You would make no money. Exactly.
You're right, Frank. February 24th.
Thank you very much. Jensen Young will deliver. No question about it, in my opinion. If you're doubtful, we can do a straddle, which means you buy a small amount of calls. Let's say one call, one put. So you win on both sides. But you don't win if the stock doesn't move that much. And those techniques and stuff, I teach all very well on the ACS advanced coaching sessions. So what I want NVIDIA to do before the 24th, but I don't think it's going to come down that one. Who knows? I don't know. Okay. Is that if it comes down to this level, which is 530, and worst case scenario, it comes down to 516. It can. That's a lot. That's 30 bucks down. Whoa, world's ending. Bullshit. It's a buying opportunity as long as it's within this range. So, saying all that, people who listen to my alerts already made money on NVIDIA. Already did. There we go. Look how precise this chart is. I got to adjust this, by the way. There we go. This is the pivot line. Look, hit exactly that, came down. These charts are not a joke. Next stock, please.
Boeing.
Looking lovely. Lovely. Boeing is the ultimate stock. You can sit, keep on buying, and just sit there. Honestly, I am trying to find Boeing on my thing. I think it's on this chart, is it? 1 second, please. I got too many charts on my screens.
And Frank, the monthly MACD is just about to cross. We looked at that before.
We certainly did, man. And I put up Boeing's chart. Did anyone have any focus on looking at my Boeing chart that I put out there today on the Twitter feed? And I'm not holding you to it, like, you know, did you guys, yes or no?
No.
Well, you're a loser then.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You guys, man. No, not Rob, but seriously. You guys don't look at my charts, you're gonna lose, all right? So let's put this down. I believe I put Boeing a couple of times today. Try to help you guys, man. But if you got so many lazy bums, then frigging just, you know, like our good friend here, Nick, you know, like I told him, we're not some Reddit punks, all right? There are a lot of smart guys on Reddit. I track Reddit. I had Reddit from a while ago, okay? But they're frigging clueless what they're talking about. Absolutely clueless. I mean, not clueless at trading. Whose link doesn't work? Okay, go away. Yeah, I'm showing you internal DMs. Can't make it today. Daddy duties. Okay, that's your problem. Okay, sorry. So Boeing. This was beauty. Loved it. Got lucky. Loved it though. I'm still gonna short GME. If I, you know, right now it's kind of consolidating a little bit, but not the right time yet. So I'm kind of sitting back. AMC is going higher. Told you guys that. Okay, Boeing. Did you guys read this article?
Yes. And I responded to you on that. I think that was a. I'm glad I'm in that.
Okay. I want some honest answers from other people. And I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just trying to help you guys make some money. Okay. Did any of you not read this article?
I did not know.
That's your frigging problem. Why don't you slap yourself on the right ear right now? Okay?
I did
Seriously.
read the headline. I did read the headline. Is my
Oh, that's really great. So why don't you just slap your nose then? Read this frigging article. I took the time to find this article that was reported yesterday on an actual, not fake news source, and try to educate yourself, right? So you could get into Harvard or Babson that I went to school at. Oops, I'm sorry. Don't want to demean you, but seriously. But at least you are honest enough to answer. You know what Paul calls me? Paul, what do you call me? That the chef, what's it called?
Oh, the Hell's Kitchen chef. Ramsey.
Ramsey. Like slapping you around, man. I'm not slapping anybody around. Read this freaking article so you understand why you buy these stocks. Anytime I'm putting a stock out there, go quickly and read the news behind it. You all have the same outlets that I do. This is serious. Because if these guys do have this situation going, and it's an Indian guy who runs this crap, that means he doesn't do anything. He doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, all he does is freaking make batteries. Okay? And if this happens, the stock is going to $120. Forget the charts. Whew. And I know you were honest and answered the question, the rest of them stayed quiet. because they're all little, whatever. Thank you. Read this freaking article while I find Boeing.
Yeah, that
Will
undervalued
do.
for sure.
I don't give a shit if it's undervalued or not. It's
Yeah.
overvalued because they're ahead of their time. Just the way Tesla was way ahead of their time, and they said the stock should be a $10 stock. QuantumScape, in my opinion, is huge. I saw the guy's interview. He was this turban Indian guy, super smart, super smart. He's already a billionaire, explaining the shit that nobody understands because 90% of America doesn't even know how to add 1 + 1. Okay? And I'm like, interesting. We made money on this stock 3 times, lost money on it twice, and I'm long, 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 long. And I'm showing you the chart on the wedge breakouts and whatever, and you guys don't even bother reading the article. Okay, great. Thank you very much. That's your problem, not mine. I'm just being really serious. Had a great day. We're gonna have greater days, but you guys need to friggin' wake up. Seriously, look at this. Look at this. It broke out.
Beauty.
Okay, and then it pulled back. I mean, it broke out over here. It ended at 48. Big fucking deal. We know what the floor is. The floor is 40. Why can't you go for 58 or 66? What are you guys, a little, sorry. It's a falling wedge breakout. It happened here. It ended because the market pulled back a bit. I'm looking at the screen, ended at 48.36. That means it ended right here around here. Once it breaks at 51 level, it's going to 58.60. Don't forget, this stock is heavily shorted. Insiders, 90% restriction. They can't sell. What does that mean? Juice to go higher.
Wheeze. Yes, sir.
Internals are moving higher. Internals are bottoming. Falling wedge. Gap fill. How about I say this? In a month's time, meet me at 70. Okay? Meet me at 70 and say, oh, wow, Frank, that was amazing. Oh, Frank, I didn't have any. I want you guys to all succeed. And grab your cojones. And gals, I'm really sorry about my language tonight. All right, so where is Boeing? Boeing. Choo. I even put out what the heavily shorted things are. I'm showing you some different stuff these days. TNSP. Wow. That stock's going to $2, guys, okay? Speculative OTC, that means penny stock. We told people to buy it at 17 cents, 18 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. It hit 75 cents today. That's 500%. OSTK is going higher.
Frank, you just passed Boeing there. Go back down a bit.
Thank you so much. Oh, there we go. So, somebody tell me something. What is wrong with this chart? And give me a minute because personal reasons. Give me a minute. Look at this friggin' chart and somebody tell me what's wrong with it.
Anybody know what's going on with that chart?
I think he just wants to say that it's bullish. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it to me.
Yeah. He called the 250, 220 to the 250 today.
God.
I mean, is it because it broke out of that red downtrend?
Yeah, that's a good observation. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm back. You guys there? Test, test.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Sorry about that. My dogs love sitting on the patio. I don't give a crap that I have like 9 inches. What they don't give a crap. They have 9 inches of snow on my balconies on the waterfront. And I said, you know what? I don't want some frozen dogs. So I had to bring them in. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so what's wrong with this chart? Is anything wrong with this chart? I'm just asking. I'm going to ask somebody completely new, like Nick Zarowski. Or wait,
Right.
look at the
I
visual.
guess,
What's wrong with this chart?
I guess we were just talking that it broke out of that red downtrend.
I asked you a simple question. What's wrong with this chart? Yes or no? If you're going to join my service, which you should, if you have any brains, okay? Don't take me the wrong way, okay? What's wrong with this chart? Is anything wrong with this chart, Mr. Zarowski?
I don't think so because it broke
Good.
out.
Yeah, exactly. And the stock is going to 211, which is $6 higher. I'm sorry, $4 higher. And eventually it's going to gravitate up here. It's a beautiful chart. Keep on buying Boeing. It's really as simple as that. All right. Next.
Did you do Neo?
Yes, I'm going to show you NEO right now. I believe NEO is a $100 stock in 2 months. NEO sales more than doubled in China. NEO is Tesla's China. China's Tesla. Okay? Has anyone seen NEO's cars on Google?
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
Nice. They make Tesla look like freaking like chicken food. They look like Lamborghinis. I'm like, holy shit. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap. Okay? They're beautiful. Teslas are not beautiful, in my opinion. My neighbors have Teslas like all over the place. Where is my Neo? I am picking the wrong screen. Hold on 1 second. NVIDIA. Let's look at NVIDIA for a minute. Told you guys that this was the bottom, this was the whole thing, this is where it's going to come to, and then eventually it's going to go to 600. It will, in my opinion. It will. Paul, what do you think? It's going to go to 600?
Oh yeah, for sure. The longer the base, the higher in space.
There you go. There you go. And let me just adjust this a little bit. And they're big into EV and autonomous vehicles. I just got a text from one of our best traders, Leah, the lady, European trader. She said, I'm an autonomous vehicle driving. I'm like, wow. And that's in Florida. I'm like, whoa. Okay. So what can I say? The longer the base, faster it goes. It hit almost the top of the base. 561 got to 558. This is beautiful. Look at this. Internals dictate what will happen on the external side. That's your blood pressure. That's your heartbeat. That tells you whether you're going to wake up tomorrow morning alive. The first green candle. Right there. McClellan oscillator. Nice. If I was a real gambler, I would put money into some of this selective stuff, everything that I have. But I'm not a real gambler. I'm more like discipline. I spread it out. I would just shove the money in stocks like this and just go away and say, listen, taking the 3 days off. Remember, you don't have to trade actively every day. Buy these stocks and just sit there. And I know Paul does that a lot. Look at that. Hit the top, pull back. So let it pull back. Let's say it pulls back to 516. Everyone's going to freak out. It's really bad. Bullshit. The more a stock pulls back before earnings, the higher it goes. Okay? It breaks this range, which is 560. See you later. 587 and higher. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement on this baby. Right of this base, of this channel. What is the next Fibonacci? 658.88. I don't make this up.
Is that the 618 extension? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
exactly.
That's a good one.
Exactly. And if you look at the basic back of the napkin calculations that I do, which work out 70 to 80% of the time, the top is 561. Let's call it 560. What's the range? 518.99. Let's call it 520. That's 20 points. Anyone can understand this. Add 20 to 560. What is that number, sir? If we add 20 to 560, 580.
580. Yep.
So as a risk trader, as options traders, what are you all looking for? Certainty? No, you're looking for risk-reward probabilities. It's a game of chance, but where is your chance skewed towards? It's a hardcore poker game when you can read the other guy's face on the table. Exactly. I say 580 to 590. And if they bomb, then I will be buying it heavily down towards the 515, 520 level. Next stock, please. Actually, next stock, I'll show you. DraftKings, which we have traded back and forth for. Anyone have DraftKings on their iPhone? Does anyone have that on the iPhones?
Yeah, I got it.
I got it. I played the roulette. You know, I put 40 bucks in there. I actually won like 100, and I think I'm up at like 80 right now. Once in a while, when I'm bored, I'm like, you know, playing that. Just throw in the numbers. It is a beautiful app. And these guys, look at this chart. This is a daily chart. It makes NVIDIA look like chicken crap. Multiple breakouts away from the gap. Told you guys to buy it at 49. Told you guys to buy it out here. Didn't stay long with it. I will admit myself. Look at the internals. Right there. Look at the internals. The heartbeat. Look at the MACD. Just about to explode. It explodes like this. Super Bowl Sunday. Who's rooting for who? Super Bowl. Pastor, who are you rooting for? Somebody give me their favorite team they're rooting for.
Tom Brady.
All right, there you go. Whoever you're rooting for, DraftKings wins. Big money is going to be spent on this. The stock is minimum 65. Stock closed, I told you guys to buy, so at 60.25 today, 94 cents higher. Who bought 620,000 shares of DraftKings yesterday? Paul, you should know. 620 frigging thousand shares. And that was this. That was 33 million shares, but 620,000 shares bought by one of the smartest investors in America. Who was that?
Is that ARK?
Yes! Who said that?
Nick?
There you go, Mr. Zorowski. ARK, Kathy Wood. Okay? Not that I follow her, like, you know, but I look at it because I get the Paul is the one who told me months ago, you could just put your email and you get the quick email like end of the night what they're buying.
Frank, Kathy was buying NVIDIA, not today, but the prior 2 days she was buying NVIDIA.
Love it. See, the difference with NVIDIA and DraftKings is DraftKings is under-owned by institutions. NVIDIA is over-owned by institutions, which is fine with me. She bought 620,000 shares. And I'm looking at this frigging chart, which looks like a work of art on Museum of Modern Art, like my good friend Mike Carrington likes to say. And I say 75 if I'm really bullish. And do download the app of DraftKings on your iPhone, not your Samsung crap, on your iPhones. And play a game, play roulette, easy on the mind. Just pick the numbers, put a dollar bet in there. You'll win like $6 on it. That's how you get to know a company. This is beautiful. And if it goes to 65, you more than doubled your money. Who bought DraftKings tonight with me today? And be honest, just say it. Like, yes, I did or I didn't. I don't really care, but just asking.
Yeah, I'm in on DraftKings.
All right. And who's that?
Nick again.
Okay.
Remember.
Yeah. And by the way, why don't you all frigging morons? Okay, don't take me the wrong way. I say it in a very affectionate way. Hit likes on stuff that I put out there. I was very busy today. I kept on feeding you guys like great trades and this and that. Hit likes. I don't need 1, 2 likes. I need like 10 likes, 15 likes. Jesus, what's wrong with you guys, man? Seriously. You guys that lazy to just hit a click and say like? All right.
How about Magnite? You haven't done that one in a while.
That thing is going higher, slowly but surely. I don't have it right now, but that's a complete breakout. And Magnite, that Needham said that was the ultimate TTD Junior. TTD is Trade Desk, digital advertising, gone. I remember telling people to buy Magnite down here.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I'm not in it. I'll admit.
Oh,
I sold it, I sold it when it jumped up into the 38, 37, 38 range. I missed this range. But this stock is a complete buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how about
Magnite,
Common? Yep.
common options, whatever you want to do. Remember, when I'm posting trades, you guys can do whatever you want to do. You want to buy common, that's fine. Common's not going to make you that much money, obviously. You can buy some long-term options. Yeah. So let's do a Fibonacci retracement on Magnite. And thank you for bringing it to my attention. So I will take this as the breakout. I will take this as the bottom.
Thinking 80.
Okay, 1 second. We trade in a lot of the times, Clueless trading, we are finding value in things that they are not all screaming about in Reddit or CNBC or the analysts on Fast Money and shit. 161, which is really like out there, can happen on earnings. This company is a gem. Options are not that elastic. They don't have that type of delta. They don't move dollar to dollar. They're a little slow.
Feb 23.
Feb 23 is the earnings.
Yes.
Done. We're buying it tomorrow. Thank you. And they're not expensive, right? How much are the Feb 23, let's say 45 calls?
Actually, Feb 24. Sorry. But yeah.
Look up the Feb 19, 24 calls. Remember, they always run into earnings. And give it to us. So here's
Yeah,
Magnite.
I don't do options, remember?
Oh yeah, but you can look it up at least,
Yeah.
No problem, boss. Rob is my alter ego, so so that's fine. All right, so I would be, if I was looking at options, I'd be looking at the 45 calls going into Feb 19. Remember, stocks run in higher into earnings, and if it runs a lot higher into earnings, sell it.
They're like at 185 right now, that contract.
Oh shit, man, that's amazing. Because I have Magnite on my screen. I have the 40 calls that I had originally recommended. It's at 41.45. Feb 19, they're at $3.75. Stock was up $1.21. The calls were up approximately 12%. Boring, but that's the way it goes. Okay, somebody else. Pastor, what do you want to look at?
Regeneron's got earnings on the 5th.
Regeneron is a regenerate, man. This stock, I don't frigging get it, okay? It hit my downtrend line right there, right? Look, it hit exactly the downtrend line. which was 559, 560, pulled back, getting cheap. I have no comment on that. Yes, getting cheap internally either, but it's like weird. It's like you're dating your remember Pesta when he used to date those bad girls before he got married? You just couldn't figure out what was going to happen the next day. That's Regeneron, all right? So, so great company. I would rather be a buyer on this stock at 470. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, everything is great with this company, and it hits the downtrend line, and then boom. So technically speaking, I'd be a buyer at 467. Okay, somebody else. Leo, what are you looking at?
Good old match.
Match?
Yes.
Lost money on it
The
today.
one that everyone has on their phone. Just kidding.
Yeah, I lost money on it on the earnings. Like I always buy a basket strategy. Couple of calls, boom. Didn't matter. Came out very solid during the day. I don't get it. Their numbers were mixed. This is a bad signal. Somebody, some hedge fund sold a bunch. Look at that. 9 million shares. 9 million shares. Did it change the internal dynamics of the company? Nope. Still going higher. Still looking good. So the date is still on, even though the girl ghosted you. Right? Exactly. So match is a mixed picture. I wouldn't be a trader in it right now till it hits 130 or possibly has a nice reversal candle, a green one like this. Unless I see that, I wouldn't be a buyer. Lost money on it today. Next.
You can do BABA.
I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
BABA.
Going higher. Now, BABA is going higher for two reasons. One, huge price target increases, as you saw, $350 coming out from a very hardcore U.S. investment bank who have been very right on Alibaba. Number two, and anytime I put a trade out, please read the news. Ant Financial, which is their digital financial giant, has now reached a compromise with the Chinese government. Now think about it from a common sense. China is a very regulated country. They don't even allow Facebook. My son was in China when he was 15 or 14, teaching English in some weird, like northern province, like near Mongolian border. He was shitting out in the hills. I'm serious. Okay? With two other kids. Unbelievable experience. And he had to go through VPN, whatever, to show his experience like on Facebook. But when it comes to Alibaba, this is China's gem. You honestly believe that Chinese government is going to destroy Alibaba? I don't think so. Because China is truly capitalistic when it comes to helping them come into the real world. And China's growth rate and technology is much higher than us. Exactly. Doesn't matter how much we want to put them down. There are more American Chinese growing companies in the US versus Chinese in China growing companies in there. And Jack Ma is alive. I believe the stock is 276, 280. There is a gap fill right here. So this should be a dotted line. This should be a dotted line. Their numbers were huge. And Paul, you told us, what is the big thing on Feb 11th?
Chinese New Year.
There you go. And they love buying gifts. Yes or no, Paul?
Yeah, and they like gold.
And they like gold. And Alibaba does everything. when it comes to gold or gifts and stuff. Yes or no? So based on the technical formations and the candles, we did very well with Alibaba on the 262.5 calls that we were down on yesterday. They jumped up hard. The 262 calls went from $1.90 to $6. Let me be correct, $5.87. Ended the day at 370. Told you guys to buy the 270 calls, and they landed at 370 at after hitting 587. Oh, sorry. The 262.5 calls went from 355 yesterday to $10, 980. Okay, this is what the stock did on a 1-minute chart. Okay, this was the earnings. That's Wednesday. That's Tuesday. I was pissed off yesterday. Like, what the hell? Went up, came down, bought a little bit more. And then I wake up in the morning. I said, God, you are merciful, because this happened. Because this happened. Okay? This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday. And I saw Ant Financial, which is their digital payments version that they were going to IPO, one of the biggest IPOs in the world that the Chinese government kind of slammed down on. They said they reached a resolution. They will announce the formal agreement on that on Feb 11th. And the stock went from 255 to 267 and landed at 264. I like it. Buy the crap out of Alibaba. And I don't give a crap about Alibaba. I'm looking at the charts. Okay? So looking at it up here, this was a $320 stock that went to 211. We started buying it around 220. It jumped up, and I'm very bullish on it. Next stock. Come on, guys. It's 10:31 p.m.
Zoom.
I need my beauty sleep.
Zoom.
And Zoom? Fuck it. I don't care. No, I don't, honestly. Okay. I care about stocks that are coming off the bottom, like QuantumScape. Like I told you guys to read the freaking article, if you can understand half of what it's saying. This is a major falling wedge breakout that is a high probability of breaking out big time because of this. Okay? Because of this. And because this is turning. And once this histogram turns green, and once this McClellan oscillator turns higher, more importantly, the full stochastic starts to really ramp up, and the volume picking up. Look at the volume today. 19.383 million shares. Try to multiply that in dollar figures. And an attempted breakout on the daily. This is called patience. You already made money on it today if you bought it yesterday, like I told you to. Where is this stock going? Up here? No. I'm looking at the 50-day moving average at 59. You go from 47, 46.82 to 59. You are going to be kissing your own toes. Hopefully not sucking your own toes, but, kissing your own toes. Exactly. And this is a real company. Like I said, dig into the company. Listen to that Indian entrepreneur. They could revolutionize EV lithium batteries to a degree which could make the stock go nuts. And it's heavily shorted. Maybe Reddit picks it up, then it's going to go, it's going to go like this, which would be beautiful. All I'm looking for in the max case scenario, the gap fill. That is going to make you all look like kings or feel like kings. And you'll be like, Frank, oh my God, finally you get some referrals from me. for our service. Exactly.
Hey,
Okay,
Frank.
all I'm looking for is the 50-day moving average, 59, 60. That's what we're the calls for. Keep them rolling out month after month. And real company. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Rob again. You don't mind? I was looking at SLS.
Yes, I saw your stock that you mentioned, that monster. And
Yeah,
a monster with a heavy speculative. Look at that candle. I don't like that candle. That candle says like grandma and grandpa said, you know what? I love you, but I sell you. Bye-bye. Look at that volume sell. That's 40 million shares sold in one clip, but still up there. Still up there.
yeah, they're highly
Now,
shorted, or from what I understood, they're shorted pretty
yes, they're
high.
shorted. And is it a Reddit play?
No, no, it's not. It's
Okay.
yeah,
What the hell do they do?
they do. They're on the brink of having a cancer cure.
Okay. All right. So
So
guys, here's my recommendation. Suggestion. Look into the company. I wouldn't recommend it based on what I see on the technicals. But if you were a buyer at 6 and it went to 13 and then came back to at 4, I'd look at it, definitely. But it's not something that I would be super excited about.
fair
Just
enough.
because, yeah, I'm just saying, like straight out, there's a lot of companies with cancer cures. There's a lot of $1 stocks that go to 3 that we don't catch. But I can't really mention that. But definitely look into it because it's on my radar. I wrote it down, Rob. So here's TSNP. All right, the stock that I told you guys to buy when it was 15 cents. I believe this company is turning into a real company. I don't think they're a bullshit penny stock company. I don't like penny stocks, unlike many other services. But look at the technical pattern. Here's your neckline. Here's your base support. Told you guys to buy it around 15, 20 cents. You guys know that. I didn't hold it all the way up there. Kept on, like, boom, nice. Bought it more here, 30 cents, 72 cents. It went to, pulled back, but look at the size of this candle. Look, and I checked the valuation of this company, 2.5 billion. Okay, 200,000. That's 0.20, so that's 200,000 shares bought today, and it just looks damn good. Now, if I had to do a technical on this, then I'll throw it in. And if this becomes a Reddit play, God help you, this stock is going to go nuts. I mean, really nuts. And remember, we're speculators too. All right, we're not just like, oh, fundamental analysis, blah 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 blah. Like Mark Cuban said on CNBC, Wall Street is all about PEs and stuff. I used to say PEs mean shit. It's price to earnings growth, PEG. And Paul always reminded me, right, Paul? Like PEG. What is a company growing? Where is it going? Stop talking about PE. All the idiots and the systematic fake financial media. I called it FFM. Okay, fake financial media. So, oh, PE is really high. Hey, go fuck yourself, all right? PE is really high. What does PE matter? A company is growing at 50, 60% a year. Look at the price to earnings growth. So this company, there's something going on which is real. Do your own due diligence. I believe the stock is at least $1. And if I have to do a Fibonacci extension on this penny stock, which I never do, then 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking at $1.30. Holy crap. 66 cents to $1.30? You just got 100% move on your money. Something's big going on with this company. Humble Pay, blockchain. Okay, Humble Pay is their designated money transfer system. And then blockchain, Bitcoin transfers, Bitcoin
Digibyte.
funds, Digibyte. but they don't mention Digibyte on their press release, by the way. So I read up the whole thing. So, but you did mention that, so I looked into it. Whatever the case, they are a big money transfer system between here, South America, China, Asia. It's big. This is an undiscovered gem, in my opinion. Do what you want. We've been making money on it. Told you guys to buy it today. Hey, wait. Do you like any stock out there? You've been quiet. Because I gotta go, man. My beauty sleeps crying, man. I gotta put my makeup on and my face mask.
May I ask for one more?
Of course. I'm here for you.
Top ships, and it's a smaller scale stock, but it's had some pretty.
I know Top Ships,
Okay.
and the shipping industry is very tight. From what I read recently, a couple of days ago, funny that you mentioned that. I have a couple of stocks that I know, like Diana Shipping, SBLK, Ship, SHIP, and the shipping business apparently is so tight that like they can even get ships to move the containers, which is actually really great news for the global economy. Let's look at the daily. I can't even figure it out on the daily because it's just like nowhere to be seen. 1 second. These stocks are very speculative. Very good looking chart. But what you're really looking at is like playing an option. You buy it at 2, maybe it goes to 3. So don't ask for the moon. If you're looking for 40, 50% type of gains by putting in a bunch of money on the stock itself, you'll get it. I believe you'll get it. So that's the best I can offer you on this stock. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Here it spiked to 275. So let's say you buy 1,000 shares at 2, you'll make $750. Sure. Ship is another one. As you can see, they're kind of flatlining. Again, they're flatlining, but you would be a big winner if you were buying it back at the beginning of the year when they were at 50 cents. It's like playing an option. Let's just put it this way, right? It's like playing an option. So boom. While I wait for the next question, let me show you Blink. Blink is a very powerful stock. This stock is definitively in play. And if Kathy Woods from ARK actually mentions Blink, you can expect to see the stock all the way to 64. It's a very good looking chart. That's a systematic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day pullback. That's an institutional sell pullback, which never damaged the uptrend. You can see that, got oversold. Blink charging, everything's going EV. I promised to myself that I'll never buy a car which runs on electric battery. That's just me. I'm just kidding. But I guess people like it. But that's the way it is, right? Clean energy is hot under the new administration, and globally, big time. That's why Elon Musk is making billions and billions and billions of dollars, right? So this is a beauty. It's already crossed over the 161 point retracement. Fibonacci retracement. What's the next retracement? Is 90. Can it get to 90? I don't give a crap. I think it gets to 65. We made money on Blink. You got to scalp this stock. This is a good looking chart. You're looking at 55. Options are cheap. You can make 60, 70, 80% on your money. This stock should be on your radar.
Hey, Frank, how about taking a quick look at the VIX?
Yes, I have to drag it from my other screen. The VIX is dying at this point, okay? Because right now we are in a high momentum zone. Unless Biden really screws up, which he's not so far, this is the VIX. The VIX, I believe, these dotted lines are gaps, my friend. But forget about gaps. Like, let me ask you, somebody completely new. Wade, you still there? You still awake? Wade, are you there? Okay, I think Wade fell asleep. Rob, are you there? Not Rob. Nick, are you there? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, when I ask you a question, the frigging just say something, all right? I don't know all night to hear your answer, even though I love you all, you know. Okay. So Mr. Zorowski, you still here, right? Nick, are you still here? I heard yes, sir, then he disappeared. Nick, are you still here?
No, that was me. That was Rob saying we're still here.
Okay, I think Nick got lost on the mic or something. He's the free trial
I'm
guy, very
here.
smart.
Sorry.
Huh? You here?
I'm here. Sorry. Yeah. In the bathroom.
Yeah.
Hold
What are you doing? Taking a pee?
on. Well, yeah. He all this information.
Or trying to find your cojones? What are you doing?
That's
I
right.
asked you a question. Let me ask you a question, Nick, all right? You're a
Go
smart
ahead.
guy. You're in Texas, right, Nick?
I am.
And so is my good friend Rob Anderson. What city in
Yeah.
Texas are you at?
Good to hear it. Houston.
Oh,
Ah.
good. And Rob, well, what city are you in? Dallas?
Yeah, DFW area. Correct.
There you go. You both friggin' losers, man. I love it. Just kidding. I love Texas. I love Texas. You know. You know. I was gonna say something really like a silly joke, but I'm not gonna do it online. All right. So now you Texans are here. Nick, when you look at a chart like this, would you like to buy it? Just a straight answer. When the first answer, when I show you a chart like this, say, Nick, get in there. What's your first thing in your cranial, up in your, cerebrum?
So I don't like how it
I
fell
don't
out of
want,
that
I don't want an
wedge.
analysis. I want like yes or no. Is it a buy or a sell?
Sell.
Good. He answered the question. The VIX is a sell. The VIX is a sell till a little bit lower. That's the reason we still have 400 to 500 points to go into Valentine's Day, where you buy your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your cats, your dogs, your monkeys, your crocodiles gifts. Okay? Exactly. Where VIX is going lower. This chart is not a good looking chart, but it is truly getting oversold. So that's your answer on the VIX, my friend Paul.
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's take a look at the VIX on the daily. What's going on here? Ooh, ugly. It's like a bad match date. It's like you went for dinner and it's got a claws out. It's like, I'm going to just rip your face off. Okay, fine. Match was so annoying. Stock was up and down. Just had a few calls, we were the basket thing. I'm like, oh, see there. I wouldn't be surprised if the stock really jumps up over the next couple of days, by the way, MTCH. But let's see. So this is what we call out in Jamaica cliff diving. Boom, 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 boom. This is where I told you guys, relax, everything's okay. It's going to hit the resistance and pull back, and that's exactly what it did. So boom, boom, boom means we could go back down towards 20, or at least come down towards 2091, 21, and beware when it gets there. Now, what are the internals telling us? Heading down, that means the VIX is heading down, market's heading up. What is this internal telling us on the what we call the fast stochastics? Getting quite oversold. So that means that short term market could hit a little bump, but going into Valentine's Day, you need to buy the dips. On that note, I shall bid you all farewell. Let's be selective. We had a lot of good trades today. just need to manage your positions. Don't go overboard. Stick with the thematic stocks like the DraftKings and the Blinks, the fuel cells, the plugs, things like that, Boeing. Hedge funds are very active. Hedge funds are a bunch of scumbags. They will always try to suck you in by printing out fat numbers within the first half hour of trading. Relax, sit back, still love ABNB. I still think the stock is a $200 to $220 stock by earnings, which is, I think, a bit later down the road. NVIDIA, still like it, as I've shown you, even though it went negative today after being up a lot. Blink, like it a lot. SDGR, which is one of my favorite artificial intelligence biotech stocks, processing, hit $98 today. These are the ones flying under the radar. Anyone who needs to get more specialized understanding, especially new traders, sign up for the ACS advanced coaching sessions. Go on my Google YouTube, my YouTube channel. Go under playlist, review the videos and the new member intro. Get with it. Last thing I'm going to say, this is a very tricky market. And my point is that regardless of how well you think you know everything, we still don't know everything. All right. This is the uncharted one. This is an old chart. Look how good it looks on the monthly. On the monthly, if I showed you this chart on the monthly, this is a monthly chart of the S&P. Okay, I haven't even like cleaned it out. This is from way back. I'm just removing lines here. If I just showed you this chart, what does it look like? Nick, Wade, the new people. Leo, what does this chart look like? Does it look like you're having a good relationship or you're having like a really crappy match relationship? Come on, need some answers.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. It's like she's going to invite you to her house.
Looks like we're going to get married.
There you go. And who is this, Paul?
Yes.
I don't want to answer from you. I want to answer from Nick. I want to answer from Leo. I want to answer from Wade, the new people. What does this chart look like?
It's going to the moon.
That is the stupidest thing as a trader that I ever want to hear at Clueless say trading. By the time you reach the moon, you're dead. Unless you're in a Virgin Galactic, spaceship, whatever. It is not freaking going to the moon. It's going higher. Just want to be clear about one thing. Don't take me the wrong way. All the stupid thing, buy the fucking dip, right? BTFD. Buy the BTFD technical dip. Going to the moon. It's always going high. Stupid statements from children who will lose money every single day. Just the way the GameStop idiots lost money from 400 down to 89 to 74. And we made money on the puts and the longs earlier on. So don't take me the wrong way. Don't be insulted. If you're going to be a Clueless A trading, have a thick skin. Going to the moon, banned. All right? This stock, this chart looks like it's going higher. Both the internals. We live in a matrix, not in a mind that we like to dream what the market's going to do. What we think the market's going to do, the markets are not going to do that. The charts will dictate what we do. That's why we're so dead right on it when everybody was crying in their pantaloons and grabbing their diapers on Friday afternoon. And I told you what was going to happen. And it happened beyond that. This is a beautiful chart. That means the monthly chart says higher towards 4,000 S&P. God bless you all. This session will be recorded, will be published on the real-time Twitter feed. Please All of you have one single duty. If you would like to, if you enjoyed this, if you learned something from it, share it with everybody. Take that link, paste it all over the place. I know Paul always does that. I'm always grateful for him for doing that. Okay? I hope you guys learned something. Let's get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow is what, Thursday? Friday. It's going to be fun. All right? Nothing is that dangerous in the market right now. Futures are down about 7. Let's be alert. Overall, things are good, but be selective. Not everything's going to go higher. Good night. God bless you all, and thank you for all the support for Clueless A Trading. Good night.
Thanks, Frank.